I'm Bruce Blitz, and welcome to Cartooning with Blitz. Now, the subject of today's show is, I'll give you a hint. Ready? What's this? That's right. It's a sports fan. And that's what we'll be doing today. We'll be drawing a sports fan and another cartoon that shows real action. And for our feature of the day, we'll take action by going on location to the International Museum of Cartoon Art in Boca Raton, Florida. And they've got a really unique summer camp. You've got to see this, and because you're my special guest, we're going to get the whole tour. So stay tuned for that. I know you'll enjoy it. Now, for our doodle trick, you've heard of the ABCs of cartooning. Well, today we'll do the XYZs of cartooning. Finished cartoons from the letters XYZ. So if you're ready, let's take action and draw cartoons. This is a little bit like the puns we do around here, right? But this isn't the pun of the day. I have another one for you, I promise. You'll see. Who said thanks for the warning? I heard that. All right, let's get started. Let's do the sports fan. And I'm going to start with pencil. And this is the thing I love best about cartooning, and that is you can do things in cartooning that you can't see in real life. Like, for instance, this sports fan will be jumping out of his seat in a way that you can't really do in real life. But that's what makes it funny. And here's his legs. One leg. And here's his other leg. And here's his foot. Okay, now his arms. Well, one's up like this. And one's there. And this circle indicates his fist, his hand. All right, now, we've got that. Let me see now. I'm not going to put anything else on. I'll go with my marker now that we have it all mapped out. All right, right there, I'm going to draw his nose facing up, just like that, and his nostrils. I'm going to take up the rest of that shape with a big smile. Big, shiny teeth showing like that, and inside's all dark, and there's his tongue. He's cheering. He's a sports fan. He's going crazy at the game. Here's his ear, one there, and some hair flying out. And let's just draw that shape in a little bit better. All right, now, here's his sleeve. And if you notice, all we're doing is what? We're just fleshing out, which is cartoonist or artist term for adding flesh to the stick figures. See, there's a sleeve. And let's put his body in. That already was a shape, so we're just kind of defining it a little bit more. But now the sticks for the arm, watch. Here's the elbow, and it's going to taper down to his wrist. Same thing here. All right, now, let's see. We'll have his hands in a fist. So there's his thumb wrapping around, one finger, two fingers, three fingers, and you can use 4 fingers or 3 fingers like they do in animated cartoons. You know what? Let's give them 4. All right, that's 1. And same thing here. They do that because in animation it's easier to keep track of 3 fingers when you're animating because it takes so many drawings and everything, and it really doesn't bother the viewer's eye. They can kind of fill it in and it works. All right, so we've got his hands up like that. Now for his legs. Now, again, I'm going to build up those sticks. Here's one leg, and this is the leg closest to us. Okay, now for his feet. We sort of see it from the bottom. A little bit of the top there, see? So let's put the bottom in. And when I get to the heel, I make that line a little bit heavier. So it defines it a little bit more. And you know where one stops and when the other one starts. Front part. Okay, now we've got the other leg coming out this way. And it's hidden behind the other leg, the other foot there. And here's his other shoe. Now, I'm going to show you something. See this leg here? It's a little bit behind this one, so let's put a little bit of shadowing there. And see how that adds a little more dimension to the whole cartoon? Just looks a little more depth. And right here, where this leg overlaps this one, the same thing. And by making those lines get away from each other a little bit, indicates like a gray effect. Even though we're working with black and white, we can actually indicate a shading. Let's give him jeans. Put a little stitching on it. All right, let's see. Now we have to have the seat that he was jumping out of. Now, if he's in a stadium, you know, those seats, they go like this, and they're not very elaborate. And some shadow here, some shadow where he jumped out of the seat, and it continues on this way. Now, it looks like he's alone, doesn't it? So let's put put some people in the background. You can just indicate that with some circles, and you can fill it in if you want. Put some other happy fans in there. Okay, now, some cartoon effects and accessories, and that's what's going to make this really come to life. Some lines. Now watch, see where his hands are out there like that? Some swirls. Looks like his hands and arms went like this. So the swirly effects give you that. Let's do it to this one too. All right, now what else? All right, some perspiration. This guy's going crazy. He loves the game. All right, what else? All right, well, how about a caption? Touchdown. That's what he's so excited about. All right, let me see. Some more cartoon effects and accessories. Let's go crazy because we want to give it a lot of action. Now, let's add some color to this guy. Some blue for his jeans. And the best way to practice action poses is to what? You can go to a game, try to sketch the players, or you can watch television and try to watch a sporting event and try to see just what's happening and get the line of action. You don't have to finish those drawings, because you know what? They're going so fast, and it's very tough to get the complete drawing anyway. But it's a great way just to see the action and get that movement. Later on, you can finish the drawing. It's just a great exercise. And for the back, you know what? Keep your pencil sharp, keep your drawing sharp. All right, lay it on the side and cover more ground for the people behind him. All right, what else? A little bit of red for his tongue. Another good way to practice is to just get out of your chair and go through the motions and look in a mirror and say, well, how do my hands go? How do my feet go? You know, when you run, make these actions. I mean, we're actors. Only we do it with our pencil. Sometimes we have to get out and do the acting as well. All right, there it is. Action pose, touchdown. I think it came out great. And wait a minute. It's time for that pun of the day that I told you about. Ready? You tell me what this is. Speaking of sports, anyway. Okay, can you guess what that is? That's right. It's the Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame. Get it? Okay. I promised you. All right, let's do another one. This time, let's do a bowler. And a bowler's a great one to do. And we'll start with our pencil again. And we'll just block it out. Okay. Start with an oval over here. And the pose, well, he's leaning forward. Again, a little bit more exaggerated than real life. And his arm goes straight up here, and that circle indicates where his hand will be. Now, here's one leg coming forward, and here's his foot. His other one, well, it's up in the air like that because he just swung his arm around. Here's his back arm, and let the ball go. Now, okay, ready? I'll get my marker now, and we'll put some detail into this drawing. Now, let's see. We'll give him a pointy nose. And his eyes are up. And you know what? We'll give him a confident look. His eyes are in a U, like that. And here's his ear. Let's give him fluffy hair. And a big confident smile like that. And okay, now, the stick figure, we're going to put his sleeve in. And taper it down to the wrist, like before. And he just let the ball go. So there's his thumb, and here's his fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the rest of his hand. All right, let's put the torso in. And his other arm's back here. Okay, that's just kind of out there. And here's his fingers. All right, well, here's his leg. And just like I did before with the sports fan, I'm going to put the other leg back like this, and I want to show you a little more shadow, just to get that extra dimension. See that? That's on the other side, so his body's casting a shadow. So you gradually get a little bit lighter like that. Now for his feet. Now watch, remember, make sure it goes back long enough, far enough to make that heel. And then the character doesn't look like he's off balance. And some detail underneath like that for his bowling shoes, and some squiggly lines for laces. And some shadow. And here's his other foot. And some detail on that as well. All right, now let's see what else. Here's the alley. Now, right here, make a line, and a splash. And right here's the bowling ball that just bounced on the ground. Watch. How about bounce? Bounce. Bounce. 3 bounces. And it's a ghosting effect. Now don't get scared. All I'm doing is redrawing the bowling ball a couple times later. And some detail in the bowling ball and a face in the bowling ball. Because you can do that in cartoon world. Inanimate objects coming to life. Oh. And of course that miraculous appearing Band-Aid that always happens, and some stars when something gets hurt. But the good news about cartooning is in the next scene everybody's fine. All right, now what's funny about this is he's got this confident expression almost he thinks he's a great bowler. But the ball doesn't like him. And he's sweating, and there you have it. And that's a great action pose as well. And that's about it. Oh, one more element to show real action. A cartoon effect and accessory, and a big sweeping line like that, where his arm swung around, and there it is. Now, when you're doing cartoons, always try to have your cartoon expressing a funny idea, because that's the definition of a cartoon. A funny drawing expressing a funny idea, like the bowling ball there. Now stay tuned for the feature of the day.
Hey, Bruce.
Ed, how you doing?
Very good. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
Good.
Fine. Well, we're here at the International Museum of Cartoon Art in Boca Raton, Florida. And we're here to see the cartoon camp, and we're here with the camp director, Ed Frontera. Ed, thanks for having us here today.
Oh, it's our pleasure, Bruce.
Well, now, would you tell us a little bit about what goes on in camp and what kind of activities you have?
Sure, I'd love to. The Delbo Cartoon Camp here was founded about 3 years ago by Jose Delbo, who is an acclaimed comic book artist. He's been working in the field for over 40 years, and he's here. It's a unique opportunity here at the Delbo Cartoon Camp for the kids to work hands-on with a professional cartoonist and learn how to make their own comic books.
Oh, that's great.
And other designs and things. And the camp's very expansive. In addition to comic book design, we have computer animation.
Computer animation, okay.
Lighted animation tables that they'll be working on, and just because it's kids, we have carnivals, we have cartoon Olympics,
Really?
We have all kinds of parties, we bring in face painters, and we go the whole 9 yards.
This sounds like the kind of camp I always wanted to go to.
Sure, sure. Well, it's a wonderful program. I'd love to show you around,
Okay.
but what I'm going to do first, Jose Delbo is teaching right now.
Okay.
I'm going to lead you over to him, and then I'm going to catch up
ready.
with you later.
Let's go.
All right, great.
Okay, guys, this is the comic book class. As you know, you have to do a comic book as a regular part of the Delbo Cartoon Camp. This comic book is about...
Hey, Jose.
Hi, how are you? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Fine.
You got time to answer a couple questions?
Yes, of course.
Hi, guys, how you doing? Good, good. Hi, Jose.
Hi, how are you, Bruce?
Good, thanks. Jose Delbo, a world-renowned comic book artist in his own right. He's done a lot of superheroes and a lot of television shows that they put into comic book form. Is that right?
Right.
Okay, well, I'm getting the grand tour today from Ed, and he told me to stop in at the comic book class and see what you guys are up to. Would you tell us a little bit about how you work here and what you do?
Well, the kids are doing a comic book. Of course, it's not a professional comic book. It's handmade, homemade comic book. They need to do 8 pages comic book. I give them the script, and they have to do pencils, and also they have to do the cover. The cover will be in full color,
Okay.
and look like a comic book.
I see. So you have the instruction up top. They would fill in the panels and everything, and then at the end they would put a color cover on it, and they've got their finished comic book.
That's it.
Not bad. We're raising a whole new generation of comic book artists, aren't we?
That's a great idea, but also could be a bad one.
Why?
Because we're creating competitors, and that's no good.
Hey, I never thought of that. You know what? You never thought of that. Well, I'll tell you what. I'll let you get back to it anyway. So go back, and I'm going to find Ed and see what else is going on in Cartoon Camp.
Okay, nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Thank you for coming.
Bye-bye. You too. Hey, Ed, I'm back.
Hey, Bruce.
What's going on here?
Oh, come join us here at the computer animation stations, where
right.
the kids are doing all kinds of fun stuff.
Look at this.
Yeah, over here you've got one student here. He's got the mechanical pen, which is hooked up with the computer, and he's actually drawing on the computer screen.
Oh, I see. Now he can get all these different effects and different pen points, and he can even put color in.
Yeah, That's it. Colors, shapes, sizes, text, words, bubbles, the whole 9 yards for creating whatever it really wants to.
Oh, that's fabulous. And how about over here?
Over here, well, these are mini movie makers. This one here is the X-Men, and you can put together a whole mini X-Men movie. Bring in the characters, have them work with each other, go from scene to scene, string them together. You can add their own voice, music overlays, and really, when the finished product runs, you have a mini movie.
Now, you have your voice, or you have voices in there?
You have your own voices.
Put your own voice.
As well as you can bring in sound effects and musical scores all to accompany it. That's the X-Men there, and Spider-Man over here, and we also have Batman Adventures. And
that is great. That is great. What else is going on in this?
Well,
in this
down
room?
here, we've got kids quite busy. Here we've got some lighted drawing tables. On these tables, they'll do anything from animation flip books, which we're working on right here, and they can go from page to page, and that's with the lighted background, they're able to see what's next.
Yeah, okay, so they have like these facial outlines like this.
Exactly.
And then they've got all the noses and mouths and eyes, and they just put it all together and they trace it, and that's great. Let's see what you're working on. Hey, I like that.
That's great. And so now she's ready for the nose, it looks like.
Nose and mouth. Go for it. Looks great. Nice job.
Yeah, the animation tables are a lot of fun. The novice can really just work out some tracing skills, and some kids are just unbelievable with the talent they exhibit, and they can really do amazing things.
I've been very impressed all day seeing everything that was going on. They draw great. Now, what else we have over here?
Well, over here, these are kids here that are really using their imagination. There's no structured format during this session here. Here's what looks like a King Kong. Here's a superhero over there, and the kids really just use their imagination, let it run wild, and see where it takes them.
I love this area. Look, even the legs of the table are cartoon characters' legs. Look at this.
That's right. It's a really fun station for the kids to hang out.
Okay, great. What else is going on?
Well, let's go on.
Great. Okay.
We've got a lot going on. We can take you over to a few other things down this way.
Okay. All right, what do we have going on here?
Well, Bruce, this is the Cartoon Craftivities class.
Craftivities. I like that word. That's a good word.
Right.
Looks like sculptures here.
That's right. Got a couple kids working with big blobs of clay right now.
Okay. And what are you making over here, Lucas?
Garfield.
Garfield. Okay, it's good. And he's using a stick right now and his fingers to create all kinds of great things. That's amazing.
The tools are simple. The art is old, and the kids really can.
You know, I was once told in art school years ago that the best tools an artist has are his fingers and his thumbs, and that's his best way to create.
That's right. Yeah. It really comes out here too.
Now, how about you? What are you doing, CJ?
I'm painting a Bart Simpson.
Okay. Now I notice that he's using plaster. This is not a clay.
That's right. Okay. That's right. This is a plaster casting, and the kids can choose from a whole variety of different characters and comic characters.
Great. Nice job. How about you, Marcello?
Oh, I'm just doing a sculpture of Iron Man. He's a superhero, and it's from the head down to the waist.
Good. You know, he could also be called Clayman, the way you've got it here. You realize that?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, this is all great. Well, I'll tell you, I got to run back to my studio, okay? So.
All right, well, let me show you your way out.
Okay. See you later, guys.
See you guys.
Bye, Bruce.
Bye-bye. Well, this has been so much fun, and I'll tell you got to sign me up for next year. I'm ready.
Oh, we'll do that, Bruce.
Thanks so much for having us today and showing us around the cartoon camp.
My pleasure, Bruce.
And speaking of signing up, what if our friends at home are interested in getting some more information about the camp?
Yeah, Bruce, the thing to do would be to call Cartoon Camp right here in Boca Raton, or they can get us right through the International Museum of Cartoon Art.
Sounds great. Meantime, you at home, stay tuned now for Cartoon Doodle Tricks. Thanks again, Ed. This is great. Look at this. Now, you remember in the beginning of the show I said there's the ABCs of cartooning, but today we're going to do the XYZs of cartooning. And my friends stopped by. How you doing, guys? Everybody all right?
Wonderful.
All right. So let's start with the letter X. All right. Now let's see. We'll put a thumbprint, looks like, doesn't it? But we're going to turn it into a man's face with a big smile. And here's his ear. And let's give him curly hair. One coming down, just like that. Perfect. All right, now, ready for this? A super cape, because he's going to be a superhero. And he's got his hands on his hips. And let's put a D on his chest, because he's Doodle Trick Man. And here's his belt, his legs, and some boots. And there he is from the letter X. Like that one? I like that one. All right, now, X, what's next?
Y.
Right, okay. Draw a Y like that. Now, I want to put some eyes right there and turn this into a nose, and his mouth is like that, and we have a guy who's not looking so happy. Why? I don't know, but there he is. Let's give him some hair, and he isn't too happy, is he? So let's move on. This guy, he scares me. I don't know. Let's do another one. Okay, now what's next? Z. Right, okay, ready? So, just like that. All right, now, let's put a circle over there, and let's have him looking off at us, eyebrow up. And this big part here is going to be a giant nose. And here's his ear, and some hair, flopping forward that way. And this part here, well, that's a pretty strange looking line. But if you turn it into a beard, got a great cartoon character. And here's his mouth, and he's saying, practice. And there you have it. Like that?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for today, and I hope you've enjoyed it at home, and you guys here. Now, for our tip of the day. This is one of my favorites. From little thoughts grow big ideas. So when you get those little thoughts that pop into your head, you never know what they may become. I'm Bruce Blica saying thanks for being with me, and help me out, guys. Keep on cartooning. There you go.